everyone, my name is Sneha and today I'll be demonstrating the proper techniques to effectively remove plaque and food debris from in between your teeth. So flossing is essential for maintaining good oral hygiene, for cleaning the areas between the teeth that your toothbrush can't really reach. It removes plaque, helps prevent cavities, and reduces the risk of gum disease. It's recommended for all patients, but especially important for those prone to interdental plaque buildup. So this is my patient Delasia, and she's going to ask me questions along the way so I can explain each step, a part of the string floss method.
Why is flossing so important if I already brush twice a day?
That's a great question, Delasia. So flossing is important even though you brush twice a day because brushing only cleans the outer and inner and chewing surfaces of your teeth, but it doesn't get in between those teeth where plaque and bacteria like to hide. Flossing cleans those tight spaces and helps prevent decay and gum problems. So today I'll be using wax floss, and wax floss is recommended over every other because it gets between those tight spaces between your teeth easily without the string fraying or So you want to start with about 12 to 15 inches of floss, and another good way to measure is to take it in your hand and measure until the end of your forearm. So after you measure out your floss, you want to wrap most of it around your middle finger like this and leave about 1 to 2 inches to work with. I like to leave the dirty floss in my least dominant hand and the clean floss in my most dominant hand, so I can just unwrap and continue as I'm going down the teeth. So you want to hold the floss tightly between your index finger and your thumb, and for your upper teeth you want to guide the floss with your thumbs, and for your lower teeth you want to guide it with your index fingers. You want to gently guide the floss back and forth between your teeth with a slight sawing motion and avoid snapping up and down between your teeth. So there's a C-shaped technique that you need to follow. So once the floss is between the teeth, you're going to curve it into a C shape around one tooth and slide it up and down the other side of the tooth, just going right underneath the gum line. And like I said, you're going to use a fresh section of floss each time before moving on to the next tooth to avoid bacteria, which is why I said it's important to use this one as your dirty floss and your dominant hand as your clean floss, so that you can just wrap and unwrap as you go. I'm gonna cut that over. Make sure you're curving it into each tooth and using new floss as you carry on. And make sure you avoid snapping into the tooth to avoid any cuts or damage to the gum. And you'll continue all the way around each tooth. Now, Delasia is going to demonstrate what we taught her in string flossing.
All right, and then I remember on the upper arch you said use your thumbs to guide you.
Correct.
So I'm going to go in a swing motion again, making sure I don't snap. I'm going that C motion, make sure I get all of that debris out, saw out. Same thing. So what if my gums bleed when I floss?
Well, mild bleeding is okay and can happen if you're new to flossing. It's usually a sign of inflammation. With daily flossing, and the bleeding can stop within a week or so.
Gotcha. Okay, so should I floss before or after I brush?
Either is technically fine, but some studies suggest that flossing first allows fluoride from toothpaste to reach between the teeth more effectively.
That makes sense.
And that, Delasia, is how you properly use string floss. With practice, flossing will become quick and easy, and your gums and teeth will thank you for it later.
Okay, thank you, Sneha. I learned a lot today. I will definitely put everything you taught me into practice.
Awesome.